Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about Love Island USA, Season 7, Episode 20, with a little sprinkle of 19 in there. So if you haven't watched, spoiler alert. I am Victoria, I'm one of your hosts, and I am a psychologist.
I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. So let's start right at the end of episode 20 because, like, the producers, unnecessary. It was unnecessary, personally.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch, Olandria and Nick were the only couples who were left single, and boom, they were kicked out. And then at the end, it was all like sad, and then boom, they're going somewhere. We don't know where they're going together. I don't know. There's a lot of theories.
Yeah, there's a lot of theories. I was not a fan of it. I literally was like, what is this? Like, this is not about to be Love Island anymore. And it actually brought me back to season 3. And that is when Cachet was on there. She like came in and she changed, I would say, the Love Island trajectory of having dark skinned women on Love Island. Like,
Mhm.
she had an amazing personality.
Mhm.
She was very vibrant. She ended up being coupled with was it Cinco? Yeah, Cinco. Very beautiful man, by the way. But when she got dumped from the villa, it changed everything. Like, the viewers were upset, and I feel like
Mhm.
if this was a moment like that, I feel like people would have been out. I think people
Mhm.
would have been out because even though Alandria, she's not like she's not bringing drama like that, but I think she does have this likability about
Mhm.
her that is like holding the villa together.
Oh, for
She has been like a very solid force, and she's been so graceful through conflict.
sure.
You know, like the way that she handled this dumping, she stood there, she was like, don't cry for me, like everything is gonna be all right. How
Mhm.
she handled Huda in that first recoupling where she was like, baby, like we
Mhm.
not finna do all of that. So I feel like if she was really gone, I think the producers would have had a time to try and bring this season back.
Yeah, it reminded me of, like, I don't know if anybody watched The Walking Dead. I stopped watching season 7. But if you're an OG Walking Dead fan, at a certain point they killed off too many of the original cast, and we did not
Yeah,
have a reason to tune in. So I was like,
right.
this is too much. So I was like, I know they just, like, somebody kept saying they lost the plot. I'm like, they did, because I don't understand how they would even let them go. Now, my theory, I hope they do this. My theory is that they're going to swap them into the other houses. And so Alandria will literally be in there with Taylor and all the booze, and it's gonna be like, oh, and then she gonna be able to do a little tea, like, okay, Ace with this girl, Ace with that. She gonna be able to chit chat with the guys and get a little tea, and then they're gonna swap them back. And so Alandria gonna go back in there and be like, girls, I got the tea. And, like, same thing on Nick's side, he gonna go in there and he gonna see Sierra, like, okay, Sierra, who this little curly hair dude? Like, he kind of looked like a little bit like of a,
They look alike. Yeah.
yeah. And so that's my thinking, but I know that y'all who have watched it longer than I have, which this is my first season, 20 episodes in, a lot of y'all say that y'all feel like they're going to do like a spying thing, or whatever. I've heard that theory a lot. Like, they're going to spy, and the folks in the house are not going to know they can see them or something like that. And they're going to, that's what I've heard. Have you not heard that? I
Oh,
thought I heard that
I
from
haven't heard that.
I thought I heard it. Maybe it was from the chat. A plug for our chat. Okay. If you're not,
Oh wow, yeah, no, I
no,
haven't
I've
been
heard
as active
somebody
because
say
I had a lot of work to do today. But
that. Okay.
oh wow,
Yeah, no, somebody said that somewhere. I heard it multiple times, multiple times. So,
that would be interesting. This is the first time, like, granted, I have been like in and out, so I'm not gonna say like I'm an avid Love Island watcher.
mm,
Um, but this is the first time I've seen this like this. Like, Casa Amor is usually not a dumping, so the
mm,
fact that there is one, I feel like it was a bit much. The excitement about Casa Amor is when you go back and you see whether or not the person you were coupled up with before Casa Amor
mm,
is bringing somebody back. Like, that is where the TV and the drama comes in, and then they have this thing called TV or movie night where
mm,
you literally get to see clips of what has happened, whether it was in Casa Amor or like earlier on in the season.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, y'all are messing up the flow with this one
Mm-hmm.
because I
Well, I did see somebody, I can't remember who it was, but they were basically saying that, is her name Ari? I'm new. The host
oh, Ariana, yeah,
Ariana, yeah. She said everyone's coming back. And so everyone would include Olandria and Nick. And so there it does seem like they're coming back somehow. They're not, she's not gone. But they did have me, like, I was like, Dad, I knew she was gonna go. I knew she was gonna go. I was like, if Zach stands up, like it's over for
yeah,
her. But I was hoping that Huddersfield stood up. Not to pile on, but I'm sorry. I was hoping Huddersfield stood up because I was like, she do not needs. She needs to be like. She needs. Sometimes you have to be forced to look at yourself by isolation.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, girl, like, and he was seeming like he had a little connection with her. But we'll get to it when we get to their connection.
Because I'm like, what connection with all
No,
them
I'm
likes,
seeing
likes, likes,
connection
like,
with
like, like,
Amaya.
like, 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 and I like, and I was like,
Right.
boy,
I was like, what did he say? I was like, I like, honey, do you even know what he said, or are you just trying to catch you one?
type
Like,
shit, like, and I like, and like, and like. I'm like, boy, oh Jesus,
but he
Jesus.
didn't say anything. And I'm somebody who I say like a lot. Like I like from editing these episodes, I'd be like, Lord, I say like a lot. But it wasn't even that. He just wasn't saying anything. Like it's like the sentences were not complete. I didn't understand it. But anyway,
Yes.
we can
It's
get
a
to
difference between like being a filler word and
that.
like being a complete sentence.
Yeah, so girls,
This boy saying, and she's like, "Yeah, like I agree. We see things similarly." And I'm like,
uh,
all you heard was you a little crazy. And you jumped on
like,
it.
yeah, that she just was trying to catch her one. She was like, he'll do. Because I think she's
Right.
like a little ego, like a little butthurt by this whole Jeremiah situation, or like just the whole drama between it all. I don't think I know she realizes she didn't come out looking her best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, do we have anything else to say? Oh yeah, I did want to talk about the Nick. Like I was torn a little bit. I was like, oh, this what you get. Like this what y'all get for not voting out Austin. Like when I thought he was going
Yeah.
home, I was like, this what y'all get for not voting out Austin because Jaylen, is that the girl's name? She would have picked Nick. And y'all
Yep.
wouldn't even have to worry about this. You get what I'm saying? Like y'all would have had to worry about somebody else, but not Nick, okay?
Mhm.
But
That's what I was like. I was at the screen like, Ace, this is what you get. Your boy is gone
yeah.
because you thought you was being so calculated and so smart.
Mhm. But they were very shocked, and I was kind of sad. Like the Nick one felt a little bit more sad because it was like, oh, like man, the guys, you know,
Yeah.
didn't expect that. But Landria was very calm, and so I was
Yeah.
like, I wasn't actually until that moment when she was like she was in the I think they were in the dressing room and she's like a tear started coming.
Mhm.
That got me and I actually teared up.
That got
I was
me as
like,
well. Yes.
dang. And then she was like, I really want to find love, y'all. And she was like, I've been single for 5 years. I was like, this is an interesting, different side of Alandria, more vulnerable
Yeah.
in that moment. And so I, that was interesting. I was like, maybe that's why she's like, going all slow with Taylor and like not necessarily picking up on these signs because maybe she's just like out of practice or something, you know?
Yeah, I would love to see her on a different show. Like I would have enjoyed watching her on Love is Blind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think she would have did well on Love Is Blind because she has so much substance about her, and you could tell she enjoys having conversation. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like she would have fell into something like that very naturally, versus this show that's kind of based on the superficial and it's
For
based on lust
sure.
first, and it seems like that's something she's trying to get away from.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
but I do also understand a show like Love Island, the opportunities that come after a show like this versus Love is Blind,
Mm.
I think look a lot differently. So I'm not sure if that also played a part
I mean, I
in
could,
her deciding like this is how I want to go try and find love. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Any other thoughts on this before we go into the couples and the recoupling and the originals. Since we ain't covered 19, we're gonna talk about the recoupling, but then also talk about the originals if that is applicable. You ready?
Yeah, let's go into the couplings.
Okay, so we're gonna start with, let's do the ladies first,
Yeah, let's start
right?
with the ladies.
So with the ladies, we had Shelly, look, Shelly and Chris. Like, I was happy for this.
Yeah, I was
I
too.
did hear, and allegedly that he might be a Tory Lane supporter. I that kind of crashed my little boat down a little bit, but allegedly, I ain't seen it for myself. This was somebody told me who did see it. I was like, no, because I like him and I've liked him, for Shelly. You know what I mean? This is what I had
Hmm.
envisioned, not necessarily Ace. Ace is cool, but I envision like somebody like this Chris
Yeah,
for her. Um,
yeah.
so that's kind of like unfortunate, but I maybe I still would want their connection. I don't know. I think for the show I support it.
Yeah, I think we bought into the Ace and Shelly thing because they knew each other outside the villa. It seemed like Ace was like really trying to find his way back to Shelly in the beginning before Amaya came in. So I feel like it inherently like just took off and like it had wheels and it kept going.
Mhm.
But it's like also too the other person that was exploring Shelly was Austin.
Oh
So
yeah.
we have not seen Shelly get explored by somebody who actually we can see her with, and now we have this. So I
Mhm.
am in full support. I'm hoping that it stirs some stuff up because Ace he didn't have no fight with Austin. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a done
We
deal.
all knew
Shelly was
how that
playing it cute, but
was. Yeah.
we know good and damn well she was not about to choose Austin over Ace. And so I feel like this is gonna put Ace right in his happy little seat and
Mhm.
give him something to really work for, and it's gonna show Shelly whether or not Ace is gonna be able to rise to the occasion for real, for real.
Yeah, I almost want to flip over and to talk about Ace and Coco right now though, because to be honest, like, can we do it? Or like, do I need to stick to the script?
No, we ain't gotta stick. We ain't
Come
gotta
over
stick to
here
the script.
and
Now
talk
we
about,
create the script.
no, let's talk about Ace and Coco because like I feel like this, like I don't like that he, like Coco is very pretty to me, very
Yeah,
beautiful. I think she the baddest over there on the newbies.
absolutely. She should have been brought in with the originals. So I was like, she should have
Or
been
she
here
could be
day
a
one.
bombshell like Adriana. Like I feel like she's very beautiful, very beautiful. And so I don't like that she is with Ace because I don't want Ace to be like, "Oh, you good, Shelly? I'm good. We good." Like I want him to have a little bit of comeuppance. So
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I want him to sweat. I want him to sweat a little bit. I don't want it to be a nice soft handoff like you
mhm.
found your person, I found mine. I definitely agree with you there. And Ace and Coco being from the same place.
Are
I
they
feel
from
like
that
that
same place?
yeah, they both from Cali.
Oh yeah, because she
They're
was
both
like,
from
"I'm gonna show
Cali.
you my city," and he was like, "Your
Yeah.
city," yeah, and she was like, "Yes," because you might not know it. I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
But so where's Shelly live?
I don't know where Shelly lives, but I know it's not. Well, I don't even know if she. Well, no, they can't because it was they had already stated that it was long distance, and so that was part of the
Yeah.
reason why
Oh, okay, okay.
it fizzled out. So
Yeah, it's
she's not there.
like I want Ace to have his comeuppance. I don't want him to be like, because I think Coco. I like Shelly, but I think Coco is like, they're both very beautiful, but I think Coco is like, she she looks just
Ethereal.
stunning. Yeah, she's very
Yes.
stunning. And I think Shirley's very beautiful. But I also think like Coco is like just like a little bit like, so if that's Ace's speed, which it does seem like it is, I feel like he's gonna be like feel like he's winning. And it's like either I'm gonna have Shelley or I'm gonna have Coco. And so it's kinda like he's gonna win either way. So that kinda sucks. Like
Yeah.
that's
Well,
why
I also feel like I think Ace and Coco, I think they look good together, and I think Shelly and Chris look good together. I think like if it ends up being that in the end,
Mhm.
I won't be too mad because I think it makes two good dynamics, and I think the fresh starts are also a good thing for both of them, just in terms of longevity and not and Shelly not dealing with the BS. Of course, I don't want Coco to deal with it either, but I don't think Coco would hold space the way Shelly did. I think
Oh,
Coco would be like, okay, yeah, no, we're
yeah.
I'm not doing this. She seems like she's a little more assertive in that way.
Yeah. And I also, it was interesting to me that, like, I start to wonder, did she and Clark pick Taylor on some game type SHIT? Because it, did they pick him because he seemed to be like just a ride, he's going to ride or die or whatever, and that he may be a safe option, and while they can like sort of feel out Ace a little bit to see if he would jump ship, But Chris, I do think he is the most attractive man in there. He can use a haircut. I'm not sure if I like the
I'm
hair,
with you on that.
but
Yes.
I think this man is attractive. He's like tall, and tall is not even a thing for me, but like it's nice on him. Okay.
It is nice on him, honey. The way he towering over everybody, I'm like, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
he's
yeah,
built. It's just like, but the only interesting thing also, he plays basketball, so he's gone a lot. That's what it
yeah.
seems like. So he's overseas. So I don't know. We'll see. Anything else on this quad? These two couples.
No,
Okay.
no, I think no, no.
All right. Well, let's flip back over to the ladies then. Olandria, we had the Olandria and Zach and Amaya being single. Like both Olandria and Amaya were single. Zach picked Olandria because he was like, the conversation was cool, yada yada yada, or something about what she said. Not the conversation, but what she said, how she
Yeah,
spoke.
what she said about not being picked.
And so,
Also, very classy.
yeah, yeah, Olandria she's a
Yeah,
class
she's
act.
top tier.
A class act. And so I feel like with that dynamic, I mean, I don't fault him. Like, I could see that he was kind of like trying to reach for more with Alandria, and that wasn't her speed, which was interesting to me. But Amaya was she was working on it. She was
She
working.
was working. She said, I have 24 hours to find a
I
connection,
know.
and I'm gonna find one, honey.
Yeah, I thought her connection, like I was saying earlier, was going to be with Huda's guy because they seemed to have like this moment where he was just like, "Oh no, be yourself," like, and I
Yeah,
was,
he had more conversation. He had more to
yeah,
say.
yeah, but I guess she kissed Zach. Zach liked them kisses, and so that's what it was. But I think, if I'm being honest, that Amaya and that guy who could only string a couple sentences and words together, whatever his name is, what is his name? Huda,
TJ?
JD.
Oh, JD. JD.
Magic
Sorry,
Tea.
yeah, JD.
Yeah,
TJ's a white boy. I forgot. I forgot.
I think him and Amaya would actually be very compatible because
Yeah.
it's given like she gonna talk too much, he gonna talk too little, he gonna be accepting, and it's just given all of that. But also at the same time, I think that um he might have chosen Huda because like there wasn't as much interest in him, and so he knew
Well,
she.
he came in saying he wanted Huda.
Did he say that?
Yes, when the guys were all sitting down, he had his eyes set on Huda. He said he likes a little spice.
Like, okay, I'm not reporting the news right. Do not listen to me because I ain't hear nothing. I ain't hear that. But anyway, he is. Yeah, there's something, and I don't mean this as, I don't mean dumb when I'm saying this, but there's
Yeah,
something
no.
very simplistic about him.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that as a euphemism for dumb. I'm literally saying like there's something very simplistic and very simple about how he is communicating that is giving like, I'm not, you know, reaching for like, I'm not about to sit here and have a conversation with you about world politics, but it does seem like he does seem like a nice guy with good heart.
Yes. I did like his interaction with Amaya. I thought for sure like that was gonna
Mm-hmm.
have him sway a little bit because that conversation with Huda didn't have much in it. And I was like, maybe someone like Amaya, who naturally, right, like if you compare Amaya and Huda, Amaya is at least gonna have probably more substance to her conversation than Huda, because Huda is about Huda.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that Huda is not able to have substance in conversation, but Huda right now, the version that we are seeing of her is ego driven. She wants to be wanted, and so she is going to lead with lust and simplicity. And I think it worked for that conversation, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think if he was with someone else, that maybe there we would see more from him. Cause I was sitting there like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but when he had the conversation with Amaya, it was given like, okay, something in that interaction with Huda was like limiting him a little bit.
I don't know. It gives me that it's him because, like, and that's why I think he matched with Amaya because Amaya a little simple too. Not like, and I don't mean it like dumb. I mean like she's very simple. She's very simplistic. Like Amaya Papaya, like, that's what they call her. She's very. There's something about her that's very like she not about to be talking about world politics with you either. But you know, but yeah, it seemed like they would match very well to me.
Yeah,
Like Huda seems like the only reason why he and Huda to me seem like they match is that he's like he don't have apparently her crazy doesn't turn him off, and so he want that. So it's like okay, but Amaya got that too, and that's why probably he
yeah,
like
she
he got
do.
a little connection with both of them. But yeah, but anything else about them? JD, Huda. No, we done switched into Huda and JD. So anything else about them? I'm about to say we finished up Alandria, Amaya, and Zach. Moved on kind of to JD and Huda. Anything else about either of these couples?
Nope, I think we touched. I think the main thing within that was Amaya knew she had 24 hours and she
Mhm.
stated her case. She
Yeah.
sealed her deal with a kiss.
Yeah, but I ain't like the way they did her like that. I ain't like that she had to be fighting for her life.
Yeah, I don't like that either. It puts, especially for a woman, like you don't ever want to put her in a position where now she got to go around and chase. You know, allow her to be a woman, allow her to attract, allow her to be graceful, so
Yeah.
that she is not sitting here having to argue with for any of the ladies. Really, like you don't want them to feel like they got to argue with people or
Mhm.
tell people, "Hey, I'm finna go pull so and so for a chat," and it just. I get it. It probably breeds the drama, but
Mhm.
it's not cute. It's not becoming of these ladies, and I'm sure this is not how they, for some of them, would typically operate outside of this situation.
Mhm.
And I was feeling sad for Amaya. Like when Amaya did not get picked, I was just like,
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel sad
"What?
for her
You?"
and Alandria, but yeah.
Yeah, I was like, she just came from being at the bottom of the America vote, about to get voted off, already not in a stable couple. She getting weird vibes from Austin. She's feeling misunderstood. To this, I'm like, damn, like this shit is a little unhealthy. Like,
Yeah. Adrina and Brian.
yes.
One of the ladies in the chat, I was talking with her because I know her in real life.
Oh,
And she was like that she thinks Andrina is just here for like a little boost because it's like she don't need this show to find love. There was like somebody said showed something about how she Michael B. Jordan liked one of her pics allegedly on Instagram or something like that. And just like, girl, you could get this caliber of a man. Girl, you don't need to be on Love Island. So like maybe you just want
yeah,
her for, to up that little, visibility star, but the thoughts they seem to be like they just seem to be like cool. He seemed to definitely be really into her. I'm not sure what's up with her because she did kiss him very early. She also kissed Jeremiah very early. Maybe she is just here to like up her visibility.
yeah. I mean, possibly. She said she's never had a boyfriend. Um, that's what she said to Jeremiah.
I do remember her saying that. I, I,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Yeah.
when she said it, I said, I don't know how much. I think Jeremiah was like, hold on, that's a red flag. And I was thinking,
No,
like, yeah, if that's true.
now
Like,
Jeremiah
what?
was like, these things don't match. So like
Yes.
why he burned. That's what that episode I was saying. I
Yeah.
wrote down. I was like, he is out here. He has been burned. He is trauma.
Yes.
This trauma. This is a PTSD. And he like, girl, what? Why you don't? Why you ain't had no man or whatever? What's going on? Because it can't be the looks. So it got to be something else. But yeah, no, I don't put any stock in that because it's just like, well, maybe she just didn't find anybody she likes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot
Yeah.
of times there's so much emphasis placed on like women, like men choosing women, and it's just like sometimes you be out here and you literally, speaking from experience,
Yeah. Alandria, single for
not
5 years.
no, but I'm saying you just don't find what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
some, but in the narrative is always that like the like you just don't like anybody. So like
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like someone like Alandria who has been single for 5 years, somebody might say like, well, why? Like you're so beautiful. You're level headed. You have a good head on your shoulders. But sometimes it really be these men. What I
it's just, so I could see
do.
that in those situations with both of them, but like when she,
Yeah.
like I haven't had a boyfriend. I mean, she's 25. I mean, I don't know. I had a boyfriend and like I think it was 17, but and then I had a boyfriend, maybe one boyfriend in college. I don't know, but it's like when you're early in there, you're doing a lot of situationships, you know.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
if she's 25, it's like it's whatever. It's what do you call a boyfriend? Do you mean like in adulthood or do you mean in high school too? Like
Right. Right.
some people you count it, some people don't count it. I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
did like her with Jeremiah though. I don't know. I don't know if it was like the redemption arc for Jeremiah that I was
it's
rooting for,
definitely
but
for me.
I was like, yes, get you a baddie, make
Yeah.
these niggas. Oh, sorry. I was like, yes, get you a baddie, make these other dudes mad because they already jealous. And
Yeah.
I was like, walk up in the sunset and strut with your girl around that villa. So
Mhm.
yeah, so we'll
Uh,
see if this other guy is bringing anything, but I'm not like sold, and I'm not, like
I'm not impressed by
whatever.
him, and I if she it's more like with her, it's like with Alandria. It's like okay, if you like it, that's your choice.
Yeah.
It- I'm not sold with him. He gives me like he could be on a corner catcalling you. To be honest, like he just
So does Zach with a K,
with a K. The
the
Asian
one that was with Alandria and is now with Amaya.
guy, like
I had went on his Instagram and immediately I was like, no, not for Alandria. Like
oh,
he got his middle finger up in every picture. He got his hand in his pants like he grabbing his stud. It's just very cringy.
really, that's so unfortunate. I saw something on Instagram where it apparently like he was somebody else's homeboy from another season. If the name comes to me, I don't remember Zachariah or somebody. I don't know.
And this is why they need to stop. Stop getting people on here that are connected. Stop getting all these influencers and people who already have big followings. Cause it be too
Too
much. It be
much.
too much mixing. It don't make it fun no more when everybody knows somebody. Everybody liking people pictures on Instagram, TikTok already. Like, please stop.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to Iris and Zach with a C. They're kind of blah to me, but he's a little less blah. Like he's done gone up in the like okay, you got a little substance or a little something there. Other than you're like because he comes off as a very bland guy, but
Yeah.
he starts talking, you're like, okay, there's something there. But then he was talking about like he wouldn't do the assless chaps, and I was like you might end up having to do that though. Like,
Yeah. In Love Island, anything goes clearly. So
so
you might be spitting in somebody's mouth.
he thought on those two outside of that,
Mm-mm.
Sierra and Elon. He just seems like a nice guy. He's giving nice
Yeah.
vibes. I could see them having a genuine connection. She seems to be feeling it. Sierra has this way of really like describing, taking you along the journey of like what she's feeling, and so
Yeah.
I understand why she likes the guys that she likes, and so I could see it,
Yeah.
unless Nick.
I like it. I'm not mad at Sierra and Elon. I am rooting for her and Nick, but I
Mhm.
also wouldn't be mad at her and Elon together. I think they're very similar. When I was going on his page, he likes to travel a lot, and so does she, and so does Nick. Like they've all done like these very abroad long term trips, like from what you see on their Instagram. So I'm like that they all connect on. What I really liked about Elon's page is like he always has like these positive, like thought provoking prompts on his pictures. I thought that was really cool to see. So I think that's kind of what Sierra was touching on when she was just like, I feel like there's a level of depth to
Mhm.
him
Mhm.
that I'm getting from Elon that I'm not getting from Nick. Although I do think Nick is also a very intelligent person and also has a lot of depth, but he's playful. He like jokes a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
So it might not always be something that she can tap into,
Um,
like she might be able to with Elon.
yeah, and that switching to the guy side of that, I think we'll just jump into Nick. Who he was interested in was Jaylen. And I was surprised at that, but there's something about her playful side or whatever
Hmm.
I think is also like speaking to your point about the playfulness. But anywho, want to transition into the guys?
Yes, so
Okay.
we could just start with them with
Yeah.
Nick, Jalen, Austin, triangle of it all.
I was thinking with the two of them, I was like, these are very different guys. I was like, girl, you should know which one you want because it's like they're very, very different. And so I don't know, maybe that makes it harder, but I felt like that should make it a little bit more easier because you could just be like, this is my
I like this. I don't like this. I
yeah,
like this. I don't like. Yes,
but
agreed. I
it,
definitely was like, girl, I don't know what you see in Austin, and she seems like she's a cool girl. I feel like once you find out these people, I'm like, ain't y'all not having political view conversations by now? But maybe they actually are because I did see that Hannah, she was saying that she did not want to explore with Austin and she did not want to explore with TJ because of their views and she felt like they did not line up with them. So I feel like that says a lot, especially considering how TJ was dogging them girls out with them kisses. Um, but yes, very different people. And so I don't know if that's something that Jaden, because she is so playful, has not been able to tap into. But I think Nick also, she has really big eyes, and I
I
think
yeah,
eyes do a lot sometimes for guys.
yeah,
And not like colored eyes, but like she has like these
it's big
very big eyes that you can like dress up and like make them look exotic and stuff the way she was doing her eyeliner and stuff. So I think that is what attracted him to her. I could see it when they got dressed up. I was like, okay, yeah, I can see like that's cute. That's cute,
yeah, I
you
thought
know.
I could see her beauty much more when they were getting dressed the next day. Since we're just kind of talking about TJ, um, he's now coupled with. Let's talk about him. He was single. He's now coupled with Fauna. Um, thoughts?
No real thoughts, honestly.
I I
I'm
thought the
not really.
Grayson was interested a little bit in TJ, and did I misread that?
I thought she was too a little bit, but I don't think TJ was able to breeze over how he was talking about the women with her. Because they
Oh,
did have a conversation about that, and
yeah,
he didn't really like clear it up. He was just like, I was being honest, and it's like, okay, brother, like, do you want to get coupled up or
yeah.
um double down on you being rude?
But it was interesting because it seemed like Vanna, like she chose to leave Ace. You think Ace was just like, no, you know?
Oh, absolutely. He said, "Where the hell Shelly at?" She cool, but where the hell is Shelly? Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what. Maybe it's just like with Vanna, like maybe she felt like, okay, I've got this. I guess she's got to. her ass done, or no? I don't want to say
That girl that got it, I don't want to be rude, but she looked like she got everything done. And when she said
yeah,
she was
no.
21,
Given a little interesting, but Love Island has asked us to be nice. And I mean, not that I wasn't not going to be nice or whatever, but I was like, it must be about her because I've seen a lot
yeah,
of different things or whatever. But yeah, she does
yeah, I
look
did
older
see.
for
Oh,
sure. But I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know that that's not like, I don't think that's because of her work, like cosmetic work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that there's
it could have been her makeup.
maybe it's just tanning or maybe she's in the sun a lot. Isn't she like, where's she from, Florida? Where's she from? She might just be in the
I
sun a
don't
lot,
remember.
you
She
know?
could be in the sun a lot because that does impact your skin.
Or maybe
Um,
she just party hard, like I don't know. But um
yeah,
yeah,
agreed.
maybe she thought like she was giving that she thought like oh I have these little things, especially how she was like grab my ass like that, when she
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
thought he was gonna be like, okay, got a little flavor.
yeah. And I ain't even gonna lie, I didn't even think that the ass was fake. I thought it was.
I mean, it might be real. It might be
I
real,
thought
but
it was real. I
it
thought
might
more of the procedures were like in the face area, like
it might be real. It just felt like it was doing a lot of moving and jiggling, and it just,
Mm,
I don't know. It might be real.
yeah,
But yeah, she kind of just like read the room and just pivoted. TJ,
yeah.
somebody. I wonder if TJ is feeling her back, but it is what it is. We'll see a little bit more of that later on. But on the ace of it all, uh, because Coco went to him and left Taylor, that's how
Mhm.
Taylor was able to end up with
Clark.
Clark. And so that's his couple. And do, you know, I do feel like that was a decent match, the two of them. I can't tell nothing when it comes to Taylor. I don't read them.
Yeah,
I don't speak that language. I don't understand what's happening over there. So I'm just nodding. Okay.
yeah, I mean, the last couple of conversations that we saw Taylor and Alandria have were like basic conversations, like what do you do? What's a day on the ranch like? What's your favorite fruit? So I'm sitting here thinking, like, do y'all not talk? Because I feel like if I meet you as a cowboy, that's one of the first questions I'm asking. Um, what's your favorite fruit? Y'all are in Fiji. All y'all got is fruit to eat. What you mean? What's your favorite fruit?
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like he was very intrigued into Clark and even Coco and asked a lot of questions. And he over there seeming like he's stuttering talking about him. So
Yeah, he
able to say like I'm just staring at her. She's so beautiful. I'm like this energy is not the energy you're giving
definitely.
America about Alandria.
Yeah, and that's one, like when he said, I think he was talking about Coco. He was like, she's like Alandria in a different body, and then somebody was like,
Yeah.
which body do you like more? Because I think like that's all the facts. Because
Yes.
I've never gotten the vibe that he does not like kicking it with Alandria. I've never gotten the vibe that he doesn't think she's a cool person. I just have never gotten the romantic spark vibe. And it did seem
Right.
like there was some interest possibly in Coco. I, maybe Clark too. Like it's definitely more than Alandria physically.
Yeah. For
Seems
both of them.
there was, yeah, more there. But I overall still Taylor is an interesting one to read in my view. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Also didn't like that he was like, yeah, I'm not even thinking about her. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. That was kind
That
of
was a
like,
little hard to
man,
watch.
her, because she over here like, I'm gonna get my cowboy. I'm coming back for my cowboy.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot going on with on her end for all that. But yeah. Last couple, Pepe and Garcia. Oh, excuse me, Grace
Grayson.
Grayson. I yeah.
Yeah, not too much. I don't have any opinions.
Me neither. They didn't show them that much either. I
Yeah.
got to know Grayson enough. I think her conversations with TJ were the ones I remember more. That's why I was like, oh, is she about to like forgive him?
Right.
But yeah, we'll have to see with them what happens. So,
Yes.
any other things to chit chat about with these two episodes?
I think that's it for these two. That's the most notable stuff. We
Mhm.
could talk all day about the BS, but
Ah,
we will not. Drop your thoughts in the comments and we will
yeah,
engage with you there.
yeah,
And if you want to join the chat, our chat again, it's popping, y'all.
yeah.
DM us on Instagram at Black Girls Talking TV. And that is all until next episode.
All right. Peace out.
Bye.